Hello, in this video we will discover Bob's top 8 most deadly viruses known to man as of 2020, including the novel coronavirus or COVID-19 virus that is causing a pandemic right now in the spring of 2020. Wash your hands. Now I know what you are thinking. What does Bob's Home Fitness Network have to do with Bob's top, whatever number, video? Well, this is a dual subject. Not only is this a top video about viruses and disease, but also is knowledge about fitness. Staying healthy and knowing what bugs to avoid is also 85 to 90% of staying fit. A fit body is a healthy body, and exercise can help you keep a strong immune system. They go hand in hand. But as always, check with your doctor first before starting any exercise and diet regimen. But before we begin, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel and click that bell icon so you can be notified when I put up a new video. Also, if you would be so kind enough to leave a nice comment, that would be great. So with that said, let's get on to the video.
Smallpox. The origins of smallpox have been lost in prehistory, but research suggests it first appeared around 10,000 BC. Telltale pockmarks adorned the mummified remains of the great Egyptian pharaoh Ramses V, dated at 1156 BC, and the disease is described in ancient Sanskrit texts. Smallpox is caused by the variola virus. Humans are the only natural hosts of smallpox, and transmission depends upon direct contact with an infected person or infected bodily fluids, contaminated bedding or clothing. Airborne transmission is rare, although is more likely in enclosed settings such as buildings, buses, and trains. Yearly death rate in the 1800s was 4 lakh from smallpox. Dr. Jenner's work paved the way for vaccination as we know it today. The last known case of smallpox was in Somalia in 1977. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, smallpox has been successfully eradicated worldwide. The Black Death, bubonic plague. The Black Death ravaged most of Europe and the Mediterranean from 1346 until 1353. Over 50 million people died, more than 60% of Europe's entire population at the time. Many historians believe it started in the steppes of Central Asia, a vast area of grassland that even today still supports one of the world's biggest plague reservoirs, an area where rodents live in great numbers and density, also called a plague focus. Plague is mainly spread through the bite of a flea infected with the plague-causing bacterium, Yersinia pestis. Fleas typically live on small animals such as rats, gerbils, marmots and squirrels, and periodically, explosive outbreaks of plague occur among these susceptible hosts. Huge numbers of animals succumb to infection and die. Hungry fleas turn to humans, and within 3 to 5 days of a bite, fever, headache, chills, and weakness develop. Lymph nodes closest to the bite site swell to form a painful bubo in the variant of plague known as bubonic plague. Infection may spread throughout the bloodstream and affect respiration in the lungs. Without prompt antibiotic treatment, 80% of infected people die within 5 days. In the United States alone, 1,040 confirmed or probable cases of plague occurred between 1900 and 2016, 80% of which were classified as the bubonic form. In recent years, incidence has ranged from 1 to 17 cases per year, with most occurring in the rural West. Avian influenza. Bird flu, also called avian influenza, is common, and several major outbreaks have occurred sporadically worldwide since the disease was first recorded in Italy in 1878. It took until 1955 to discover that the virus causing bird flu was an influenza type A virus. Avian flu viruses rarely infect humans. The exceptions are the H7N9 and H5N1 strains of influenza A. H7N9 is considered the influenza A virus with the greatest potential public health impact. During 2017, 1,565 people were infected with H7N9, of whom 610, 39%, died. Polio, the most dreaded childhood disease of the 1940 to 1950. Polio is a crippling infectious disease that is often fatal. Children under the age of 5 are especially susceptible. Although periodic epidemics occurred during the late 19th century, it was the spike in prevalence that occurred in the 1940s and early 1950s that triggered the start of the worldwide campaign of polio vaccination. Poliovirus vaccine, OPV. OPV is no longer used as a polio vaccine in the US, although several overseas countries still use it. The inactivated poliovirus vaccine, IPV, is now the preferred vaccine. Ebola. Ebola is a severe, often fatal disease. Death rates average 50%, range 25 to 90%, caused by the Ebola filovirus. There are 5 different types of Ebola virus, 4 of which are known to cause disease in humans. Ebola was first discovered in 1976 and bats are thought to be the most likely reservoir, natural permanent host, of the virus. The virus readily spreads to humans, and from human to human. Direct contact, through broken skin or mucous membranes, with an infected person or animal, either living or dead, or with objects such as contaminated needles and syringes is the most common way Ebola is spread. Reports issued by the CDC indicate that 28,616 people were infected with confirmed or probable Ebola, and 11,310 died over the course of the 2014 to 2016 outbreak. World Health Organization, WHO, declared the end of Ebola outbreak in Liberia on the 9th of June, 2016. There is always a risk of Ebola in countries with very weak health systems and where the virus is prevalent in wild animals. Leprosy. Leprosy is an infection caused by the slow-growing bacterium, Mycobacterium lepraeus. It has a long incubation period, 2 to 3 years, range 6 months to 40 years, and symptoms usually start as a numbness or loss of feeling in a defined area of skin, reflecting the affinity of the bacterium for nerve cells. Leprosy is still prevalent today, but usually goes by the name Hansen's disease. Globally, nearly 2 lakh cases of Hansen's disease are reported to the World Health Organization, WHO, every year, and it mainly affects people living in low-lying, humid, tropical and subtropical areas near the equator, such as India. Leprosy is curable. Deformities and nerve damage that occur before treatment begins are often irreversible. Severe acute respiratory syndrome (SARS). SARS generated widespread panic in 2003 and was caused by a previously unknown coronavirus, the same family of viruses that causes a cold. Symptoms began 2 to 10 days after coming into contact with the virus and included a high fever, headache, body aches, sometimes diarrhea. But the main symptom of concern was the severe breathing difficulties associated with SARS, and almost all those infected developed pneumonia. By the end of 2003, 774 people had died out of the 8,098 infected people notified to WHO. Middle East Respiratory Syndrome (MERS) is another coronavirus infection that can be fatal. A total of 2,428 laboratory-confirmed cases of MERS were reported up until the end of May, 2019. This figure included 838 associated deaths, a fatality rate of nearly 34.5%. The majority of cases were reported in Saudi Arabia, 37 cases. Coronavirus. Coronaviruses, CoV, are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases such as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS-CoV, and Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, SARS-CoV. A novel coronavirus, nCoV, is a new strain that has not been previously identified in humans. Coronaviruses are zoonotic, meaning they are transmitted between animals and people. Detailed investigations found that SARS-CoV was transmitted from civet cats to humans and MERS-CoV from dromedary camels to humans. Several known coronaviruses are circulating in animals that have not yet infected humans. The coronavirus death toll in China has risen to 908. The new coronavirus has killed more people than SARS did.
Thanks again for watching, and if you have not already done so, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel and click that bell icon so you can be notified when I put up a new video. Also, if you would be so kind enough to leave a nice comment, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching Bob's Top 8 Most Deadly Viruses Known to Man as of 2020.